For joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. New tonight, people across the globe are mourning the passing of Pope Francis this morning. Father John Rice, the pastor at St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church in Parkersburg, says when he heard the news this morning, he was sad, although not totally surprised given the Pope's recent health issues. Rice says although there's quite a bit of distance, both literal and figurative, between a local pastor and the Holy Father, the influence and presence of the Pope is still felt in churches and by Catholics the world over. Rice remarked on how he sees the legacy of Pope Francis.
He was such an advocate for the poor, the marginalized, an advocate for women and Native peoples. We, especially here in the Western world, kind of take our place for granted, but he didn't take anybody for granted.
Rice says he is praying for Pope Francis and for all the clergy in the world as the College of Cardinals prepares to enter a papal conclave for the election of the next pope.